Oh, wait. How do I know if I'm... Oh, okay.
Oh, we are in this
We are
thing.
live.
Baby.
I'm checking YouTube. Can you check your YouTube to make... Oh, okay, it says live. I can see it live on your channel. Can you check if you see it live on my channel?
Check. Mic checker.
Mhm.
Mic checker. View checker.
I'll start by
I'm going
saying
to the
happy
Black Print
Friendsgiving to you over there across the border.
Happy Friendsgiving to you,
Happy Friendsgiving
Shereen.
to you, Giovanni.
Happy Friendsgiving to you. Happy
Nice,
Friendsgiving.
nice. Oh,
Yeah,
I hear it.
yeah.
So
Hey.
is everybody in your household plant-based?
No.
Okay.
No. My mom isn't dedicated to the plant-based lifestyle, but she definitely consumes a lot more plant-based foods.
Okay. So is it
When
a
I started the journey, it was really about her when we started juicing. And when we started juicing, I took seafood out of my diet. And so she's getting in a lot more plant-based my diet. Options in you live stream on yours.
I am.
I see it. You want to see it on yours?
Okay. Oh, yeah. I can hear it in the back there. I think you had it playing for a minute or something.
Hey, Crystal!
Oh, I can't see. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong spot. Oh, hey, Crystal, you just keep coming back, girl. Right on, Crystal. Happy Thanksgiving to you, Crystal.
Hey. Happy Friendsgiving,
Happy
Crystal.
Friendsgiving, Crystal. Happy Friendsgiving, girl. So Giovanni,
talk to me, Shereen. Talk to me, baby.
Our check-in.
Yeah, we're gonna do our check-in. I'm down with it.
I could use a check-in. I could tell you that. I could use a check-in.
I came in my onesie today because I'm feeling festive. And
you see, that's when you know you're home and you're comfortable.
Well, I'm always home and comfortable. My herbal tea's on the way too.
Okay, I'm drinking mine. I'm drinking.
Oh, you got a tea today? You got a tea today.
I had a tea last time, didn't I? I had a tea and a water. Yeah.
You make your own rules.
But I always have like tea and water. So, yeah, this time I have a tea.
Okay.
And what am I drinking? I'm drinking something healthy. I can't remember the name, but let's do a check-in because you know what? Your girl Giovanni could use a check-in today. Right? Hello. Crystal, we're checking in with you too. So we're going to give Crystal the first, if she wants to. If she wants to. If she wants
I'm down with that. I'm down with it. If she's down, I'm down.
Right? Oh, just moving my drink out of the way here.
Okay.
All righty.
No tip overs.
Oh, geez.
How's your day been flowing?
Come see, come sa. So.
Okay. Was that French? Did you just hit me with a little French?
Yeah, that was a little French. Come see, come sa. A little so. You know, just kind of like thinking about where I'm going and how I'm getting there. Right? And so that always puts you in a situation in the head, in the mind space. In the mind space.
And how do you clear that up for yourself? How do you get grounded when you're in that type of headspace?
You know what? I feel like I've been there on and off a couple of times this week, right? Mm-hmm. And
it's Thursday, yeah.
And it's Thursday, yeah. Well, earlier this week, I got hit with a wicked migraine, and that kind of paralyzed me for a day. It can be paralyzing, right? So I just basically was in bed all day. But today, to get out of the funk, I was listening to some motivational, and actually I was listening to some frequency music, to be honest with you. From like 8 o'clock right up until work started, I was meditating, listening to some frequencies, right? Higher frequencies for abundance, just to bring in the things that I want to call in. And honestly, it made me feel better. And prior to that, I did kind of swipe on a page where it was just like people giving like really positive messages of really changing your mindset and how you control your destination. And, just basically what you believe is what you think, and what you believe is what will come for you, right?
That's
So I listened
what
to
you
a
think and what you
I
believe. That's powerful.
yeah, yeah, and so I really kind of listened to a bit of that to kind of get me in the right space and sent it off to a couple of people that I figured could use it as well.
Okay.
And then I said, you know what, let me flick on this frequency and kind of sit back and just meditate. And that's what I did, right?
So you said meditate. I definitely got in a little bit of that today. So remember we talked about getting in the magnesium baths
Mm-hmm.
more regularly.
Yep.
So I did one on Tuesday.
Okay.
I took another magnesium bath on Tuesday. That one I
Mm-hmm.
timed myself at like 20 minutes. And
Okay.
it was hot. And I did it. I had my mom set a timer for 10 minutes, and then so I knew I was halfway, and then do another
Yeah.
10. But it was very relaxing. It was good. I did like the first 10 minutes deep breathing. And then the second 10 minutes, I did what you were talking about, like massaging your legs. But I just started like at my feet, and then I worked my way all the way up to like my neck,
Girl,
and
that sounds
just like
delightful.
connected and just kind of like really, um,
Yeah.
massaged and felt all this goodness.
Yeah.
Kind of like spoke certain affirmations to myself as I
Feed your
massaged
mind.
my body and was just like grateful for every body part. So that was
Okay.
really, really, really good on Tuesday. And then I took another one today. Tuesday,
Mhm.
I think I went with eucalyptus again. But
Okay.
today, with my bath, and I used all the rest of the bath flakes. Now I don't have any more
No,
left.
you're
Uh,
done.
I'm done, so I'm gonna have to get some more, and we keep going.
Oh
This time
no.
I did the lemongrass. I did
Oh, that's
lemongrass
my,
essential oils in mine,
I
and
love the scent of
it
lemongrass.
it went really, really well. Like I just put
It's so
one song on loop.
fresh.
I did
Mm-hmm.
silent on Tuesday. This time I did one song on loop and I just let it go
That's my
and
tea.
go and go. And I just counted how many times the song went to kind of better time myself. Definitely
Mm-hmm.
still got the sweat coming. And I didn't have the heater on this time to think it was
Yeah.
just, a lot of hot water. But the
Yeah.
sweat was coming, kind of dripping down. So I was like, okay, I think this is the detoxing part of it.
Yeah.
But it was really relaxing. It was really, really good. More deep breathing again. Definitely the massaging again, but it just felt relaxing. I also was
That's
just kind of
good.
with my thoughts and kind of let those kind of flow, and was mindful of them. But other than that, like it was really good. I was like, I can get with this. I can get
Yeah.
with these calming baths.
Yeah. It's
Um,
almost like a treat, right? It's almost like it's just a treat. My daughter and I were talking about it because she was watching the videos. She did some clips for us.
hey,
So,
keep it up,
right,
Willis.
right. Willis did some clips for us. So, she was watching and she was like, "That's interesting." Like, needing to do it multiple times, right? Just
Mm-hmm.
making it a priority. And I was saying to her, "Well, girl, I don't know if I can. I mean, there's nothing I can't do. I always say that there's nothing I can't do. It's just, I got to think about what works. But I think I need to go take that dip because I had the intention to actually take the dip
Go
before
take
this
that dip.
call. Take that dip before this call. But yeah, it'll have to be maybe a little bit later, right, Crystal? A little spa time, right? It's pouring that love right back into us. Pouring that love right back into us.
And I think we deserve it. And I think sometimes
Mm,
we don't appreciate that there's so many little things we can do that
yeah,
are big things for us,
yeah.
overall for our well-being. It's like the
But I like
smallest.
No, I agree with you. And I like that you said that you were being intentional about your thoughts, right? So that's that mindset that we constantly talk about. Everybody's self care, self love, but that's that intentional mindset. So you can kind of put yourself in the right place. For me,
Agreed.
this week was get out of the hump, get over that hump, right?
Right.
But yeah.
What have
All
you been
right.
able
Well,
to do consistently to help with those migraines? And then you can go into that because there might be other people that are struggling with migraines. I know my college best friend, she struggled with migraines as well. And I've seen certain things. And I think I sent you like a video before of certain stuff people say, do this and it'll help relieve
yeah.
your migraines. Have you been able to find any relief with migraines, even if it's just a little bit? And if not, what are some things you're still willing to try?
Yeah, no, the joke is we're going to talk about our belly button today, but I did hear that you could put the oil on your eyes. So I did try
Ooh.
that and I did feel that
Castor oil?
Yeah. And I did do that. The thing about castor oil, and we'll get into it, like there's so many things that you can use that are just natural that can be staple items in your household, right? For
Mhm.
healing. So I don't, before when I had a migraine, I had heard about that, but I didn't have the strength to get up to do that. Um, and I was pretty down for the count this week. But it's kind of crazy because it doesn't, the type of migraine that I had this week that's so paralyzing, I don't get that frequently. There was a time years back when I was getting it constantly, right? And as soon as it comes to the brain, that's where I'm like, okay, I don't play. This is your brain, right? Um, but really, it's usually just like making sure I'm hydrated, resting. I was talking to my daughter again, and she's like, "Go to sleep. Just get off this phone. Go
You
to sleep."
you do like to stay up a lot, Shireen. I don't feel like you get adequate
I
rest,
don't. I
and
do
you
not
just keep
get enough
going,
sleep.
going, going, going. I think it's because you're driven to just like meet goals, and every time you think of something, you want to just go ahead and knock it out now because you think about it, and you
Mhm.
claimed before we did our first 90 days that you had an issue with consistency, and I think you don't want to see yourself not be consistent, so you just keep doing things. And I
Oh,
think
girl,
I
I
would
got
love,
work to do.
and that's what you always say. And you be like, oh, I got to
I
do these
do.
people
I,
jobs.
I
We
totally
got to
got
do this
work
for
to
these
do.
people. But I got this to do. I got that to do. I need to do this. I need to do that. And I think thank you. I think that it's a beautiful thing to be focused. But it's what we
Mhm.
talked about, I think, the other day. It was about balance,
Balance. I'm
and
trying
how
to put my
important
hand here so you can
balance
see balance.
just kind of
Yeah.
balancing what's really well, because even if you keep going, 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 but you're not taking care of yourself, or you have these horrible migraines, how well are you going to produce? How well are you
Well,
going to
not
be able to
not
show
well at
up
all,
and
right?
everything?
Not
Agreed.
well at all, right? So,
Agreed.
yeah, I don't know. I rested. Um, Really, for me, it's like turn everything off. So if I have the energy, I do things like I do put on um, water sounds, like ocean sounds. But also, if I
Oh,
can't sleep, I put on ocean sounds, right? So I do
I like
things to
rain sounds
soothe.
when I sleep.
Yeah, I do things to soothe my brain, like those type of things. Like I always will have a tea I'll always have water because you need to kind of just hydrate yourself. But sometimes that water might not be penetrating. So, I might add a little chlorophyll in there or something. But um, yeah, this week was just, I was so bad though where I couldn't even eat, right?
Mm.
Like I was nauseated. So I could not eat until like the very end of the day.
Yes, ma'am.
Um, Yeah, it was not a good look, but I think it was actually triggered by the pressure in the air because it
Okay.
was it was pouring that day. So I realized the trigger came on really early, but a lot of rest. But I'm feeling better now.
Great.
Um,
That's awesome
I'm
to
feeling
hear.
better
Let me
now. Yeah, and you know what? I pulled out I think 4 cards for our check-in
know.
today.
Okay. Okay. Hold on.
I
Hold on.
mean, they popped out. I didn't pull them. They popped
Oh,
out.
Lord. Here we go
So,
with the pop outs. All right. Here's our
mhm.
quote. Let me start the quote off from my
All
tea.
right. So let's see what we got
Hold on,
going
hold
on
on, hold
here.
on, Shireen. Let me give you the
Oh,
quote from the tea. If
oh
you
yeah.
truly love nature, you will find beauty everywhere.
Mm,
If you truly love nature, you will find beauty everywhere.
absolutely.
Herbal Tea Thursday. Come on, babe.
Oh, girl,
Get me,
cheers. Let me get
get
let me
me,
get in
get
there.
me.
I got you. Bam.
Wow. There you go. Let's get it. Now,
Hmm.
check in, check in, check in.
Oh, I love this one. Okay, so the first one, it says this one just started off right on level 3. There's 3 levels to this. This one started off right on level 3, and this
Okay.
one says, "Do something. Give yourself a hug. You deserve it." And level 3 is evolving. So I would say
Mm.
Crystal,
Okay.
Giovanni, and all of our future watchers, followers, subscribers. This would be the time where you give yourself some love, a hug. That's what I would say. Just
Come
hug
on.
myself. Just hug myself. Give myself a little warm squeeze.
Spence, you want to hug? Come on.
It makes me think of. It makes me think of the affirmations that Donnie has. The right. You love it, Krista. I hope you gave yourself a warm hug, girl.
He
That
deserves a warm hug.
Donnie has given us like on one of her lives a while back.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Affirmations to write out. And so I have my affirmations on post-it notes.
Okay.
And I may have sent them to you. It actually runs like 5 minutes, but I listened to it. I say it actually this morning. I said to my son, he was saying something was going on. I was like, read number 5 up there. Read number 5. And it was, I believe in my ability to work it out. Right.
Ooh.
And it was so applicable. And he didn't have to, they're not even numbered. But my man was like, this one, I was like, that's it. Read that one. I've had to say that one to myself a little bit today, this week and today. But one of the affirmations is I love myself. And honestly, Giovanni, I say it like, I love, love, love myself. And every time I hear myself say it, I just feel so good.
Do you ever say it in the mirror?
All the time.
Okay, so that was one of the exercises we had to do in like the mindset challenge that I did over the summertime. And it was like, take these affirmations and you have to go say it in the mirror at yourself all the time. And I just feel like that would be that. I think that would be power. I'm gonna try it.
Say it. And I just love, because I play it in the car when I'm driving. I do say the affirmations in the morning, and like some are on the wall and some are on my mirror, right? And that is, I say it in the middle and I end it with that one. And sometimes I play it when I'm in the shower. Girl, there's something when that water is pouring down on you and you are saying, I love, love, love myself. And you hear yourself say it with conviction and love. So I like that one.
I love that one, honestly, because I think so many times people look for external love. They're looking for other people to love them the way that they need to love themselves. And I don't think we are in a culture or a society that really enforces the principle and the value for self-love. Like, you say it and you think it's all of these external acts like massages or calming baths, or things like that. But it's really being intentional with how you truly care for yourself. How do you choose the foods for yourself? How do you choose your relationships?
How you speak to yourself.
There you go. Like, and so many times people just want to align with making someone love them versus them just loving themselves and attracting and being magnetically pulled to other people who love themselves and want to love you just as much,
That's it, right? As soon as you believe that you love yourself.
Do you believe
that is that frequency? That is that frequency.
Come on, Shereen.
You are bringing. That's the frequency you're putting out, and that's the frequency that you are attracting, right? Woo. So as soon as you believe that you love yourself, look at us.
We didn't get to the oil yet. Come on.
Oil what? This was a self-love combo.
Now we gotta start with the love first, and we're gonna tap.
Right. Okay. We got a few more. Go
ahead.
All right. So the second one, oh girl, this you want to talk about alignment. Okay, so our second one is, what's currently getting in the way of your self-care practice? And that's level 1 foundation. Why don't you go ahead and answer
one more time, Shereen.
Oh, sorry. What's currently getting in the way of your self-care practice? And Crystal, feel free, girl, if you'd like to drop 2 comments in the chat there about your own journey.
What's getting in my way?
What's getting in the way of your self-care practice? Like finding time to schedule our magnesium baths. No, sorry. Making time. Not finding time. Intentionally making time.
I feel like sometimes for me, it could just be motivation. I think it could just sometimes be a lack of motivation, but not all the time. I think when it comes to, and this is self-care, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think most of the time, Spencer and I get up and we get out there and we make it do what it do. If I can find a reason for us not to go on a walk, I wonder if it's just a lack of motivation, or is it just too cold and I know I got a slight cough and it's better for me not to do that. But even when we don't walk, what else am I doing to still get in that physical activity to honor my body and its movement? So sometimes I'm going to say it's a lack of motivation and or creativity to have a plan in place. So now I'm going to go with having a plan in place to continuously take care of myself and make good decisions. That's what I'm gonna go with. Having a plan in place, not lack of motivation, because I am motivated. I do want to honor my body. I do typically move it in some way, shape, form, or fashion. May not be in the way that I intended to. But I'm gonna go with a lack of planning, not truly planning and thinking about what it is that I want to do every single day to honor myself and my well-being. That's what I'm gonna go with. What you got?
Girl, that was so deep. I didn't have time to think.
Oh, sorry, my bad. What, Krista,
no,
what
no,
you
no,
got?
no, that's it. No, we're not apologizing for how we feel. No, we're not apologizing for how we feel, right?
No, I was apologizing because it took you. It didn't take long enough for you to get your
I
time.
was
But I got
listening.
you.
I was
I want you to
listening.
be here listening, Shereen.
I'm present, baby. I'm present. I was
Thank you
listening.
for hearing me. Thank you for
Of
hearing me and
course.
seeing
Thank you
me.
for
Shereen.
sharing.
Not a problem.
What's currently getting, it was kind of making me think, what's getting in the way of your self-care practice? You know, I want to, I hear you when you started with motivation, because for the past week or so, I've been saying to myself, you know what? I feel like doing this. I feel like getting up and doing this. I feel like getting up and doing this. And I haven't gotten up and do it as yet and done it as yet. Right. So I don't know if it's like, I don't want to say I mean, it could be motivation.
Okay.
But I feel like the thought is that seed of that thought is being planted. That's why it keeps coming up to me. And the next thing, once you make a decision and that seed is there, the next thing is going to be the action. We had talked about before different topics, same kind of thought process that, people will only do things when they're ready to do it. Right. But I keep thinking about doing something that would be beneficial to me. Um, so I think what
So it
is
doesn't really pass the
getting in
thought
the,
process. You're thinking?
yeah, yeah. And I feel like, yeah, I think for me, it's like once that decision is made, the next thing is like get up and move.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So
Especially with the whole
I might,
gym in your house.
I like going to the gym. I like going to the gym at like 5 in the morning. I like going to the gym, or I like doing runs at like 5:30 in the morning before
Okay.
anybody does anything. And also, because I can't eat I can't eat and then work out. So I have to do it fasted. So it's like, I got to wake up and go. But in order to wake up and go, I do need to prepare my clothes the night before. So when I wake up, I'm not like scrambling, because I can easily be like, all right, whatever, there's no working out right now. Let me just, this covers, especially when it's getting cold out here, right? So this comforter,
Agreed.
this duvet is
You're definitely more
snuggly. So
successful when you lay your clothes out. I did that for
yeah,
like a week. Like I just had 5-6 sets of like walking clothes laid out on my day bed, and then had all of my work clothes already ironed out for the week. And it's like, now I've set myself up for success. When I wake up and it's time to go, I already know what shirt, bra, pants to put on. It's go time. Like, let's go. It takes away the thinking process and takes away from you having challenges that you feel like you have to overcome just to follow through on what it is that you say you're going to do. So I think
so
September
it kind
and
of goes back
October
to your planning.
there you go. And when I don't plan, if I don't fold up the clothes and have my stuff laid out, it's like, I'm gonna have to dig for something. Like you're right. I'm glad we talked it out, so I know what's my plan.
Yeah, I feel like my seed part is right before your planning, because really the seed part is like, I'm gonna do this. I really want to do this. I'm gonna do this. And then it's like in the morning, if I keep saying I'm gonna do this on this day, and then tomorrow comes and I don't do it, it's like, well, why didn't you do it? Because you didn't have your clothes out. All right, today I'm gonna put out my clothes. So that's number 2.
Okay,
we got 2 more. Geez, and we're already 24 minutes in.
So we got this, because we're gonna jump into this conversation, and we're gonna be letting the people get back to their family.
Exactly. All right. So the next one we have is actually level 2.
Okay.
And it's relation is level 2. And what qualities do you prioritize when, this is a good one. Jeez Louise.
Oh my goodness.
What, right?
Oh my goodness. And you stopping in the middle of the question, adding more suspense.
I'll get through it. What qualities do you prioritize when choosing your friends?
It's on me first, or you going first? Just
Oh,
let
I
me
don't
know.
know.
Just let me know, because you asking the questions like
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I just want to know. I went first the last time. Do you
Either
want to go
one, either
first?
one, either one. Okay. I think that as an adult, now it's like alignment to the things that I believe in. Now it's like alignment, right? Like if my spirit doesn't, I'm gonna sound like I'm from the 70s, my spirit doesn't jive with you, but that's what came to mind. Like, when
Let
my
us
spirit
know.
doesn't take you, it's not gonna be a thing, right? So it's alignment for me. What are you doing that aligns with what I'm doing? Right. And then because we got so many things going on, um, what it comes down to where we started, mindset. Because if you don't have that right type of mindset, or you're not like what you might be focused on, if it doesn't really align with what I'm focused on, chances are I probably am not going to be that interested. You know what I mean? And like I'm at the point where I want like-minded people around me, right? And not everything, you have different friends for different things, right? But it still has some sort of alignment to who you are at your core, right? So for me, it's alignment. Yeah,
I
yeah,
like that. I like it a lot. I think one of my biggest ones would have to be communication. If you
girl.
can't communicate, it can only go but so far. So
Yeah,
communication has to be effective for me, as in what you say, adult. That is key for me. Communication.
yeah.
I love that you said alignment. For me, it's how intentional you are with the things that you say you want. Because some people can really be talkers and dreamers and not really doers. And when you're trying to achieve goals and you're trying to get places and you're trying to move forward, vibrate higher and evolve, you kind of want people that are intentionally trying to do the same. Not exactly what you're doing, but you want them to evolve like you're evolving. Like there's a sense
I
of
see the
involvement
growth.
and not stagnant behavior, because sometimes those are the people that kind of hold you back, because then you feel like you got to push yourself and push them forward.
Mhm.
So I like that you said alignment. I think that's really, really key. I want to say someone who actually values friendship, because I've
Mm.
had relationships before, and I think people talk about it like if you were raised on love, you'll do anything for anyone. But if you were raised on survival, then you'll do anything to people just to get what it is that you want. And I think being mindful of how people are and how they navigate through life is key to whether or not you want them but so close to you. Because
Mhm.
that could, kind of mess up what it is that you have going on. And then people who don't like to take accountability, like people who just don't like to take
This
accountability for
list is growing.
I thought we was talking, but if
We're
if you
definitely
can't
talking.
take
We're definitely
accountability,
communicating.
if you just can't take accountability like that,
Mhm.
we can't. What can we do with that? Like if you just lack
Yeah,
accountability, that means then you lack self-awareness, and then it's more so about
yeah,
everybody else but you, and that's
yes,
not
yes.
that is not healthy, and that is not
It's
a
not.
friendship that I would want to pursue
Yeah.
in this part of my life. So yeah, sorry that my list grew a little
No,
longer
no, we're not
than you
apologizing. We're
expected.
not apologizing at all. And look, Crystal. Oh,
I
that was my
don't, I
eight.
don't know. I feel like
Hold on. I just my 8:30
well,
gratitude. We need to. Oh, it's the wrong phone. So we do this. I don't know if you notice whenever you're talking to me at this time at 8:30, my 8:30 gratitude alarm goes on. So I'm just gonna say one thing I'm grateful for before we continue. I'm actually just grateful for our connection, Giovanni. I think I've said this before. Um, we met out in the summer, and we've been in like the ambassador group together. We hung out at your networking event, and then we joined into like we kind of branched out in this other group. Um, and you and I just kind of talk on the sidelines about things. Um, you know, we just we're just doing things, and we just met. It hasn't even been 6 months, right? But we are like on the opposite side of the world here with each other, but yet, our relationship is growing, right? Our
Agreed.
friendship is growing. I have so much respect for you and for what you're doing. So,
Appreciate that.
I'm just grateful to have you as a part of. Um, I'm grateful for us to be a part of each other's journey, like right now. Yeah.
I'm grateful for you too, Shireen. I think you do a good job getting me out of my head and just forcing me to do things no matter what I think about it because I'm an
No, no,
overthinker.
this is a good thing.
I'm just saying, you just like, just do it, Giovanni. Giovanni, just do it. Just put it out there. Just go. And it makes me just kind of push through with it and just get out there. And I don't feel like I would be who I am today if I didn't have you and Nayetta and Cynthia just push me to just go out there and be great as a part of our accountability group. I didn't know what the whole podcast experience was going to look like, but I think we found a sisterhood in this. And it has
Absolutely.
definitely been amazing. And it took out a lot of anxiety and doubt and fear and uncertainty with it because we've been able to do it as a tribe and as a sisterhood. So
As a
thank you
sister.
for that. I'm grateful that you are in wellness. I'm grateful that you don't have a problem sending me and my mom swag to represent
I
you.
love you. I love you guys. I love you. I love you ladies. Right. And
Thank
and
you.
I think like even in our group, I said, geez, it's so crazy. Like I feel like I say I love you. I love you ladies like all the time.
You do. And
Like
that's
all
a
the
good
time.
thing. Like I feel like sometimes people don't like to express love on a regular, like it's weird to them. And I wish people just made love normal.
Right? Normalize love.
That part.
Normalize expressing love.
That part. But
Right?
Crystal said, so is that something you should know from the beginning, raised on love or survival? I don't necessarily think it's something that you should know at the beginning, but I think
Mhm.
eventually it'll start to show in the relationship as you develop and as you continue to go with people. Because I don't think it's necessarily a boxed in mindset to say somebody that was raised on survival is always going to be out to get somebody, you know? Just as the opposite, somebody raised on love might go out their way to take advantage of other people and do anything and everything to people. But I do feel like getting to know people's past traumas and
Oh,
just
girl, I
getting
was just
to
gonna go there. I was just waiting for you to finish so I can go there
I think it's
because
getting to know people's past traumas, which is
yeah.
important to know just to see where they're coming from and how they're healing to continue to evolve and go through their own journey. Not to be judgmental or anything like that, but just to get a better idea of who they are and why they are the way they are, why they think the way they think, and kind of how they navigate through life. So I think it's important to know about past traumas more than it is if you were raised on love or survival. But sometimes those are key attributes to consider when you are developing friendships as an adult.
I think that I was gonna go there before the whole 8:30 and our love, but I was actually gonna go there because sometimes, regardless on what you're raised on, you might have past traumas that are only triggered by certain things, right? And you might not know that right away. Like one, I don't want to trauma bond with people, right? Because that's a different type of energy that's being exchanged, and I tend to feel and then get depleted, energy depleted, right? So or sometimes even when I do want to know what's going on, I tend to still get depleted, or it's kind of also why I like limit what I'm taking in, especially before I'm about to go to my bed, right? Because whatever content that is, if it has a certain frequency to it, I don't need to know about it. Or something happened, I'll say, one of my friends could be talking to me and telling me something. I'll say, oh, no, I don't want to know. I don't want to know because I don't want that. At the time, at that time, other times you're there to support. But I don't think that you'll always know someone's trauma. So you might not know those things from the beginning. I wouldn't share my traumas from the beginning, right? But
Agreed.
things
Like it has
I,
to
I
be a safe space first. Like you have to even want to be vulnerable before you just share any and everything with somebody that you may or may not even really know.
yeah, but that's why I go back to when you said the word communication, because um even if you do not know that person's past trauma, you might be able to identify that there something else is going on that you don't necessarily understand, right? So you might not necessarily get to the root cause of what that is. Maybe they're not ready to be vulnerable. You meet people out the gate, you're not usually there yet, right? So some of that takes time. So I don't think you know those things from the beginning. I think after some time and discernment, then you get to recognize, okay, there's a bit of trust that's being built here. You can openly talk about things with each other, and that's where the vulnerability comes in. But it's that communication that allows you to kind of dig a little deeper, or even you being open-minded to, okay, what they did was not that cool.
Right.
So how am I approach this? Like, is it worth my time to have a conversation, to communicate with them, to be like, look, that was a little, or the way that made me feel. Because sometimes, as I said before, your intention is not, or the way somebody feels is not necessarily your intention, right? You weren't trying to hurt them.
Agreed.
So you just kind of need to decide, is it worth my time to have that conversation with them? How do I feel about this? Or sometimes you might be like, that's one.
I feel you. Like, and then, like you said, like personally, it made me think of the 4 agreements, and you're never supposed to take anything in life personally. What someone says, what someone does to you, like that, that's all about them. That's all about who they choose.
Yeah, it's their projection. What are they projecting?
To you? And it's just like, I can't take that personal. How you see me, what you think about me, what you say about me, and what I do, that's personally just a reflection of you. It has nothing to do with me. And I think that was key with what you just said.
Yeah. So
let's get into this thing.
Oh, yeah, we got one more. Sorry,
one more. Oh my God, how many checks we doing? We about to check out by the time we finish checking.
Oh, here's the word I was looking for. I'm telling you, alignment is alignment. I was going to say perception was your perception is not necessarily my intention. And then this old funny card over here says, how have your perceptions of me changed? Oh, Lord Jesus, this is going deep. Giovanni, you ready to talk? How have your perceptions of me changed since we've met, girl? Woo! Now, if you don't want to say it on camera, you can tell me when we hang up. Woo! And we're done. And the party is over. The relationship is no. All right, Giovanni, I'm listening.
Perception. Has the perception changed?
I'll think too. And I think it's a good, you're welcome, Crystal. I think it's a good time to even just think, even if it's not, like Giovanni, you and I might exchange something here. I don't even know what I'm going to say, but just kind of think about how your perception might have changed with somebody else that's in your life. And is that relationship healthy? Or does that relationship align? Or how's that communication? Has that changed? Is there things there that you can kind of talk out to improve it? Or is it just like fabulous? So, all right, boo, what you got?
Hit the question one more time. I think I
got
it.
How have your perceptions of me changed since we've met?
I feel like perceptions change through experiences. So I feel like since we first got started together with the podcast summit, not 6 months ago, I felt like we were all just trying to figure ourselves out, figure out what our show was, figure out who we are, figure out what message we wanted to put out there. And I think as time and experiences have evolved, as well as your business, I've seen you grow into someone who's consistent. I've seen you grow into wanting to help other people that's in their spaces. Like, you don't have it all figured out yourself, but yet you still want to make sure you're reaching behind and grabbing, or you're holding hands, or you're saying, hey, this is a cool person. This is a good mentorship. Check this out. Like, you never shy away from pouring into others while you're still trying to figure it out yourself. And you have a lot going on that you want to do for you, but that still doesn't say, hey, I don't have time to answer this question. I don't have time to help Giovanni with her Shopify store. I don't have time to tune in to our accountability calls and pour into other people, celebrate their wins, and then talk about my goals. You're a very selfless person. And I didn't know that at the beginning because we were still trying to figure ourselves out, figure out.
You thought I was just selfish out in these streets.
I didn't say that. I was like, we're just trying to figure out who we are as podcasters and what our message was going to be to put out there. And now we're out here on a live for the second week. No, the third week in a
This
week.
our
We actually
third, this
started
our
on
third live.
Instagram.
But second week, it is this. Oh,
No,
it's
we
our
did
third week because we did an
our third week.
Instagram.
Yeah, we did
Yeah, we did
Instagram live, and
Instagram.
then we did our first YouTube live. And then I think from last week to this week, we've definitely have gotten even better with our conversation and our holding space as two people on a live wellness series. So I think we've grown. My experience of you has changed because we're now growing in this thing together with our wellness brands weekly, and then helping each other out. And whether mine is helping you with your mindset, or, you know, just motivating you to keep going, or being that positive voice in your ear. And then you actually helping me and showing me, you know, some of the things that we needed to go. My perspective has changed due to all of our experiences that we've been able to have for the past few months. So that's how I think my perception of you has changed. But generally speaking, I think with relationships, friendships, as a whole, I think it evolves over experiences, whatever type of experience you have, whether they be good, bad, poor, whether it's just lessons and just learning people over time through experiences. I think that's how perceptions change, because you really get to know that person more through the experiences that you've been able to share.
Absolutely. I love this. Giovanni, that's girl, that was
What you
deep.
got? What you got?
You know I'm a crier.
Oh my
But
gosh.
I'm not. I don't got no tears.
Okay. Thank you.
You know I like to, oh ladies, you got me crying over here. Not today though. Yeah, that was really sweet, Giovanni. I agree. So thank you. I'll start there. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I agree with you that it comes with your perception comes with experiences. And I think that sometimes that experience, whether good or bad, can influence a perception over time or a perception in a moment, right? Because you could be having like great experiences and then you have like two bad experiences and you're like, motherfucker, right? Or you could be having not great experiences because you haven't gone a little deeper. And I'm not talking about you, but just like overall, with relationships, and then two great things happen. And actually, I think about that. I can think about when I was younger, somebody that was adjacent to somebody in my life, and I think the person didn't really care for me. Um, I don't think they really cared for. I was dating somebody, and I don't think that the person I was dating sister really cared for me. Like, she's like, I'm around, big deal. Until something had happened, and I mentioned something, and she was like, "Shit, you have my back," and I was like, "Yeah, girl, I'm a woman. Like, I can't let this shit happen." Right, and that's where she's like,
man, loyalty,
right, and well, sometimes you just do what's right.
Agree.
Forget loyalty. You just do what's right, because it wasn't even being loyal. It was like, that ain't right. Hey, I gotta let you know because that ain't right. Like, let me speak my mind, right? So you even to I don't even know if there was a perception formulated in that experience prior, but it's the experience that made her identify that there was a good relationship about to bloom. And so when it comes to you, Giovanni, I'll say that what I've learned, because obviously I didn't know you before the summit in July, but what I can say about you is that you are very open to hearing and listening what people have to say. Like I think on the first podcast that we did together, when you said be intentional about being intentional, you're very one. I wrote that shit down because like that is like a statement of itself. But even for you to say it just shows that you think about things, and you listen, right? And then you act based on what you heard, right? What you are vulnerable. You are like you truly listen to your friends. You listen as you're learning and you're growing and you're getting to know people, and then you want to make adjustments to accommodate that person, right? Or to accommodate the people. So you're listening, and not everybody actively listens to what's being said to them. And that I turn back to you and say, like, that's someone who's not selfish, right? That's someone who's selfless, right? Because they are actively trying to take into account somebody else's how somebody else feels and what somebody else thinks about, right? And then they want to be able to contribute back for the better, right? So and even to be able to do that, is there's a vulnerability there, right? um you've said, and we both have said this, that, oh, we tend to overthink, right? And so, and even just now, I think you said, I help you get out of your head. Girl, I'm always in my head too. So two overthinkers, it's a fucking mess. It's a mess out here. But
it's a mess in these Telegram streets.
it's a mess, man. It's a mess. But when you're overthinking, it's probably because you care. Because for me, if you're not thinking about it, you really don't give two farts, right? Like, you really just don't give a shit. So you care, and I know that you care, right? And I think, it's why it's so easy to say that I love you when I'm talking to you ladies. But you are definitely very open to hearing what your audience says, and your audience can just be your friends, whether you know them or you don't know them. And then you're always trying to accommodate, and you are, from the very get, we can't miss it, we can't not say it. From the very get, you are the hype woman. You're the woman out there, these freaking Instagram streets, freaking bigging people up in these Instagram streets, right? All up in the stories. And I think you tagged me like 2 days ago. I was like, what's Siobhan tagging? I didn't even open my Instagram. I was like, what's she putting me up in her, her stories?
I
But
appreciate it.
yeah, you are, and I sent you a message a couple of days ago in our chat, saying my other girlfriend, Cynthia, that was on the phone, was like, I really like her energy. I really like her. She got like a good vibe. So
I appreciate that, Cynthia.
yeah. Yeah. So it's pretty cool. Okay, it's 46 minutes
We
in.
got this. It's not gonna take a long time because we're
No,
gonna get
we're
ready
just
to
gonna,
try this. And I already
right.
ordered mine. I ordered
Okay.
the neck thing, the wrap
Okay.
thing,
Okay.
and
Well, let's
the
tell
castor
them,
oil.
like, what we want to try. So, Giovanni,
Uh-huh.
we were like, what do we talk about next? And I keep seeing this on TikTok. And for me, it's castor oil, right? People putting it in their belly buttons. They're talking about it. Um, for me, why I really wanted to try it is because I have eczema, and it tends to flare up around like my mouth area, right? Um, and I started actually putting like different oils, black seed oil, in my tummy, in my belly button. And I'm like, I really want to try the castor oil. And like I said earlier this week, I put it on my eyeballs. I put castor oil. Is it castor oil that I put on my face in the nighttime? I put one of them. I think I put castor oil on my face in the nighttime. So we're gonna try this out. And so you got the pack, because I have seen that you can buy the packs for your neck, the packs for your waist. I've tried it on my waist, but I haven't bought my packs yet. So I'm gonna get my packs so that next week, Thursday, when we jump on, we can talk about the experience. Yeah. And so there are tons of benefits. We're not going to get into the benefits tonight, if that's okay, Giovanni, because I know it's getting late already. Is that cool? Or how do you feel?
Just a little bit, because I want them to get a better understanding of why we're doing what we're doing. So for me, like you talked about yours, for me, I was diagnosed with stage 4 endometriosis March 2020. And I heard that the castor oil really helps with pain relief as well as inflammation. So I got the wrap to go around my waist, my abdominal area. I know people typically wear like heating pads with that, and you can still put the heating pad on top of that to help really get the oil soaking in and activate all of its superpowers. So I'm really excited about that, just to see how well that goes. But I also heard that it also helps reduce inflammation and pain for people with fibroids. I had 2 small fibroids at the time of my surgery. So I would love to make sure that if there are any in there, to continue to reduce the inflammation and shrink as much as possible. I heard that with the PCOS, wasn't quite sure how well it goes, but they say it's supposed to help with supporting your hormones. I don't
They
know if it's
do.
going to work or not. I'm going to see if how my mood goes. For the most part, I feel like my mood has been stabilized a little bit more through my lifestyle changes. It's not too over the top when it's that time of the month. I feel like I've gotten a little bit better. I have to check in with some of my
I'm gonna say, do a survey with your peeps.
That's what I say. I have to check in with my people just to see how well my mood has been stabilized over time, especially when it is my menstrual cycle time. But I would love to see how well that goes for my PCOS, polycystic ovary syndrome. So that's kind of what I'm going through. Most of the time, it's my adenomyosis site in my lower left pelvic side that gives me any type of pain because I've been able to reduce a lot of the pain within my lifestyle changes. So that is where I'm really going to try to place that castor oil and the wrap to put in for that heating pad area right there. So those are the reasons why I'm willing to go with the castor oil in my belly button challenge. I don't know when we're starting or how many days we're going to do it for. I think my stuff doesn't come in till Saturday. So maybe
we'll figure that out. Oh, you mean this weekend? Yeah, so we'll figure it out. We can figure that out how long and let the folks know. I guess in the next call once everything is in, because I got to get my packs and see if I can get that over the next couple of days as well. I do have my castor oil already, and you hit it when you also said inflammation, because like I'm inflamed.
Like I'm inflamed. Not with you.
I'm inflamed. But I'm
like it's like a rap song or something. I'm inflamed.
Hey, it's not a good song. So
at all,
right?
At all.
Not at all, girl. Not at all. But that's why we're talking about these like wellness talks, like what we try, what we introduce, and yeah, for me, it's ways to like reduce inflammation, right?
Agreed. That's what I want. I want to have an anti-inflammatory lifestyle. Like that's really ultimately what I'm going towards, because I just feel like inflammation is the cause of so many chronic illnesses, symptoms. I just want to continue to move away from it. So I just really want to continue to engage in anti-inflammatory habits so I can create that lifestyle. Have you seen, just because I'm, you know, how I get nervous, had to do the patch test. Have you seen any like really crazy reactions to doing this castor oil in the belly button?
I will say, so I've done different oils. I've done black seed oil. I've done castor oil. I'm pretty sure I put it in last night. So I can say for my eyes, it helped earlier this week. For my tummy, I think it has in my tummy, I think it has soothed a bit of my eczema. I don't get like massive flare outs, but it is dry. Yeah, but you know what? Today, I'm not gonna lie, I was like, where's that medicine cream? Because I gotta go out tomorrow night and I gotta look right. I know I could wait, but no, tomorrow I'm hitting the streets, so I got an event tomorrow night, so you know,
so put it together. I take it that since it did help with your eczema, it's like skin moisturizer, so it should definitely be
it absolutely does. It absolutely does. And I've put it in different areas, so I don't want to give all the goods until we both
clearly, because you already tried it. I haven't even tried it yet, and now I'm sitting here listening to you. You already seen some things, which is good. But I wonder what it's going to look like long term, like when you being consistent. So it's still good that you're telling some of the good things that's happening.
Yeah, some of it. I've put it on my arm class, like you going down. But I'm incorporating information going down like a bitch up in this. But I have been doing other things to help. Like I'm crazy. I've been like dry brushing, right? And like I've actually been doing that.
LJ talked about that on episode
10. And we have the same dry brush. It's funny, we have the same dry brush. While I sit here at work, I'm like, I'm in the meeting, and I'm like,
I gotta get a dry brush.
I'm gonna do a little video on this, and it feels good. It does actually feel good, right? So I feel like these are the little things we're incorporating: is the dry brushing, the not even the oil, the dry brushing, the magnesium bath, the oil. We've literally just did like a little routine there.
Come on, right? Come on, I'm with it. Like I'm all for it. That's it. I want to build habits to have a anti-inflammatory lifestyle, and that's what we're doing. Like, it's aligning in this way, and I'm all for it. I also heard, Shereen, I don't know if you experienced it or not, but I heard it was like a natural laxative too. Like, I heard people who say they put on some of that castor oil at night, they wrap up their bodies when they wake up in the morning, they have a nice, clean, smooth
or
because it allowed their body to help them. I heard it was really good with that.
So I haven't experienced that as yet. And it's funny because I juiced some pineapple the other day, but it wasn't just pineapple, it was pineapple and coconut, like coconut milk, right? Which is great for like digestion as well. And so movement happened. I was like, wait a minute. I also had some like dry fruit, and I was like, wait a minute. Didn't I do the castor oil last night? Was that the castor oil? Oh shit, I gotta tell Giovanni. But then I was like, wait, but wasn't it the pineapple and the coconut? Or was it the dry fruit? And there's too many options there. It could be a tribute, and I think it was the dry fruit. Like I ate that.
It could have been all of it together, though.
It could have been all of it. It could have been all of it, but it could have been all of it because I did have a big glass of the. So next week when we get going, maybe we do it for a week 1 while we talk about other topics, and then week 2 or something, see what we look like.
I'm with it. Do you put the castor oil in your hair and stuff too?
I do. In my locks. My locks, my lovely locks. Yeah, girl. The locks need some love. So
I need some too.
Yeah. The locks need love. And I mean, since I went blonde, this could be another talk, right? But since I went blonde, you know that my locks, little clippings have kind of like fell. So I have a couple of other things. Oh, girl, I thought you pulled up locks that fell for a minute there.
Don't speak that over my baby.
No, not at all.
I know exactly what you mean about is. I think I lost an end yesterday. I think so. It was yesterday. It was yesterday or
heartbreaking.
Monday. I think it was yesterday though. It was just a little tip, but it's that color. It's that color and needing all of that moisture that it was not getting, and they can definitely go down. So I'm with you.
These are my
girl. Do I have one that came out in here? I don't think I see one in here that came out.
It's heartbreaking.
But we can definitely have a talk about that. But I got to get me a regimen for hair as well, because I've been trying to do a better job with
we have I
didn't do castor oil regularly, and so I will consider doing that as well. Oh, I should try that too. While I got it and I'm putting it on my body and everything else, I'm gonna try it in my hair too and see how well.
Yeah, I like it on the face, but as well, like I think it really helps with our youthful. But there's a couple of products that I'd like to try that we have that I've never tried before. That I'm kind of not scared, just like I would have put them in my natural hair. I don't know if I will put them in my locks. So I'm not scared, right?
There's some things I wouldn't put in my locks either, especially since you can't comb it out and everything else.
Exactly.
I'm very, very mindful of like what I put in my hair.
Yeah. So there's a couple of things,
but hands are in it too.
Yeah. But let's wrap it up.
All right, hit us with the go out. What's our go out? What's our
afterthoughts? Want to do our afterthoughts? We want to do our Slay the Mic. Which one?
Let's do one afterthought, one Slay the Mic, and we got 2 minutes.
Okay. I thought you were going with Slay the Mic. In my head, I was like, she's gonna say Slay the Mic, but okay. All right, let's get our afterthoughts. Wrap it up. Take off the top and take off the bottom. Put the water over. All right. Now these are the big ones, so my shuffling skills.
All right,
you know what? I'm not even gonna say that anymore because.
Give us what we need, universe. Let's go. We got a minute and 30 seconds.
Right. Oh, Lord, the pressure is pressuring. Damn it. Okay, I see one that was. Wait, did we have this one before?
You got to start pulling the cards out that we already got, Shereen. Go ahead, hit us.
Spirit hits,
but not literally.
Let me see where you at.
All right, there you go. Ooh, slide over and stop. Oh, we got that one already.
All right,
so live without apology. Live without apology.
Okay,
right, we'll just use that as a reminder. Maybe
there we go. Oh, one popped right on out. Okay,
come on.
And this one I don't think we've had before. So on the back it says change. Okay. And on the front it says, hold on, where you at?
Slide it up right there and hold. Life has no remote. Get up and change it yourself.
Woo! Bam!
Okay. I'm with that.
If that's not the message at the
Yes.
beginning of the conversation,
Come through.
right? If that's
Okay.
right, even Crystal,
Let-
right?
I know, right?
Oh, God. It's like, it is like, where we at?
Dang, that was a
Where we
good
get
one.
you? Listen, no remote. Get up and change that BS yourself. Shit.
Just stop popping that camera. Go ahead, Shireen, slay it. We got 15 seconds. Let's go.
15 seconds. Okay. I love these ones. Slay the bike. Slay the bike. Oh shit. All right. This one came out. Woo. This one, it's like a whole deck, but this one is one that says, let's see.
Slide it over and over right there. There is a
speaker within
me.
me. Speak your mind, people. There's a speaker within you. Open your mouth. Let your throat chakra hit.
That goes back to a card we got before. Remember, I said what I said.
I said
what I said.
This one says,
I said
open
what
your
I
mouth,
said.
man. There's a speaker within you.
Good.
And I love that one because here we are out here being podcasters and having our live talks and just needing to talk more frequently. And yeah, so we got to just talk.
That was good. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think next week I didn't stream on TikTok today, but I think I'll stream next week on both.
You left your TikTokers out to dry?
I don't know why. I have the camera set up on the
It's all right. You have to bring them back next time.
Yeah. I'm
good. But again, we already knew what day it was. We knew it was a national holiday here in the US.
Yeah.
So we weren't expecting
but I see people going live over here. My phone is just all kinds of TikTok people going live, not TikTok, Instagram. So I think I'll plug in to see if we can pull some of those IG and TTs over here.
On another day?
On another day. This one was for us.
It was. It felt good too. You felt good?
We're getting better. You said it. We're evolving.
And we are.
We're evolving.
And we are. I appreciate it.
So I wish you another. Thank you too, Boo. I wish you another happy Friendsgiving.
Thank you for the Friendsgiving love. I wish you a good finish, strong rest of the week for you. As well as a very prosperous, very, very prosperous Black Friday sale.
Yeah, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Travel Tuesday. I'm waiting for Tuesday. So head on over to the site, blackprint.com, blackprint.com, and see what we got up there. I think we got the castor oil. There's a big old banner there with some Black Friday sales, and pop in and listen to Giovanni's podcast.
Yeah, I think it's episode
Empowered Places, Empowered Lives.
I think yesterday, episode 11 dropped yesterday, and it was a solo episode about my signs and symptoms. My signs and symptoms that led me to getting my my health challenges. There you go, my signs and symptoms. So it's a short episode, but episode 11 out, Empowered Plates, Empowered Lives on all podcast distributions. You should see all of our links in the description of our video, as well as making sure you following forward_vibrations on Instagram and Forward Vibrations on Facebook. The podcast is on Instagram at Empowered Plates, Empowered Lives. Y'all just keep vibing. But I appreciate y'all for vibing with me today.
And I'll just let you know which one dropped. Hold on before you finish, honey. Let me let you know which podcast of mine dropped this week.
Voices and Vibes?
Voices and Vibes, baby. Voices and Vibes. So on YouTube, you'll see it under blackprint.com, and episode 11 dropped as well. 1111 episode 11 dropped as well. And this week we are talking about supporting Black charities, right? And it's supporting Black charities and organizations within Canada and the US and over the Caribbean. And it's a really cool conversation. So I got some clips to drop on that. On Instagram, follow us on Voices and Vibes with a Z, or blackprint.ca as well. And all your podcasting list, podcast streaming devices, Apple. What are they, Giovanni? I don't even know what they are.
Apple, Audible, Amazon, Google, Spotify. You name it. We own it.
I feel like we don't name them until they sponsor an episode.
I'm down with that too.
Like on your podcast streaming platforms, you'll find us.
That part. And if you're watching me on Shireen's channel is 4 Vibrations 2347. That is
And
where
if you're
you could
watching me on
watch the
Giovanni's
video.
channel, it's Black Print Calm. Follow both of us because, show a little love on both channels.
That
We're both
part.
growing. We're growing.
That
We're both
part.
growing. Yeah, yeah.
All right, Shireen. I'll see
All
you
right,
next
boo.
week. Yeah.
Sounds good, honey.
Here's to
All
another
right, bye,
episode. I'm all
Crystal. Have
out.
a good
I'm all out.
Oh, we
I'm all
cheersing it out.
Here's to the last
Bam.
one. Ooh,
And I'm almost done my tea too.
Mine is about done. I got one last drop.
Yeah, girl.
All right.
All right,
Ta-ta.
boo. We'll talk.
Be easy.
Bye, ladies.
Love and light, baby.